What's up, guys? Nick here. This is going to be another Market Blitz review. So essentially, we're just reviewing all the analysis from last Sunday, right? The Sunday Market Blitz. And at the beginning of each week, on Sunday Market Blitz, we take you through all of the pairs we're looking at, full analysis as to what we're expecting for the week. And then at the end of the week, we'll review it with this session right here. And we'll pretty much see how we did. We'll assess the analysis, see how accurate we were, and just comment accordingly. So let's jump right into it. We always start off with DXY, as this is the dollar index itself. It makes up for 80% of all trade, is considered the reserve currency of the world. So it's important to be aware of what the trend is here on the dollar, because if you're seeing a lot of movement on the dollar, either up or down, you're going to see that translate over into most of the other pairs to some degree. So I kind of use this as an indicator, more or less just the overall direction of the dollar, and then I can better make trade setups going forward into the week. Okay, so here on the daily, we could see that the dollar was very much bullish last Sunday, and we were really waiting for this 103 level to react. In order to continue bullish, we need to see 103 cleared with some structure above, and then strong continuation to the upside. Or we find reaction at 103 right now. We start seeing some consolidation, maybe some rejection. Price action gets sent to the downside towards lower support levels. So really, as price action was here at 103, we really had to wait for it to play out. So let's see how this played out during the week. And it just started consolidating. So we really haven't gained any ground, lost any ground from where we started on Sunday. More or less just, again, moving sideways, still waiting for reactions. So this is good to keep in mind when we move over to some of the actual tradable pairs. Okay, so dollar didn't do too much, kind of consolidated, but let's see what AU here was doing. At the beginning of Sunday, we were very bearish. We could see we had moved below key levels of support, 0.725. We were consolidating a little bit here, some sort of descending triangle pattern maybe. And it made it pretty clear as to what we need to see to continue bearish or expect a pullback. So the most likely is that we just continue bearish, right? There's no signs of a pullback. This thing just keeps melting, completes this pattern, breaks 0.7, and then just starts heading lower. So that's one possibility, right? We're aware of that. It's very much with the trend. That's probably the closest to happening. Whereas the other opportunity would be wait for structure to form, which is near our 38.2% fib level, closer to 0.725 resistance. Pretty much a nice confluence area right in there. So the idea would be price action pulls back, finding some rejection around here, around the 0.725 area, heads back down, and gives us a good confirmation to enter short on. So let's see how this played out. And it did exactly that. So we actually found support down here at 0.7. We pushed up, we formed structure, we hit resistance, and then came back with some pretty big momentum. So this would be more or less an active trade right now. Nice variation right there for an entry. And we're targeting back down towards 0.7, which we're almost there right now. So it's basically an active trade. I will reanalyze this tonight on the Sunday Market Blitz and give you guys two new trade scenarios for the week ahead. But overall, yeah, I mean, this played out. Followed trade path 2, came back up for that pullback, and now it's maintaining bearishness. It's pushing lower now. So it's good to see. That's AU. Let's jump over to AJ now. All right, so this one was interesting because we were pretty overextended on the higher time frame, and we were very bullish here. Price actions pushing up to 95 resistance, and then we saw a transition here. Once 92.85 was broken, right? Price action fell right through that. We broke the higher low. We got a first lower high, then it was confirmed. So we're newly bearish here on the 4-hour, which is interesting to note, right? We're looking to go lower. To continue bearish, we want to see a break of 91 support, retest with a lower high, good structure formation, and then we can continue shorting that with confidence. So that's the short scenario. If this were to go back bullish, what would we need to see to consider AJ bullish again, right? The start of a bullish trend. That would need to be 92.85 resistance broken with a higher low above, good follow through, and then we could consider entering on that, targeting prior highs, maybe even higher. But yeah, so this was the idea on Sunday. Let's see how it played out. Okay, we're still pretty much between these two zones. We didn't get a higher low above, so this doesn't count as a break. This is more or less a fake out. But it is pretty close to this level. We're resting there now. So these two trade paths are actually both still valid, right? If we're going to start off in a bullish trend, we need to see a higher low above 92.85, which still is yet to happen. So this trade path is still valid, waiting for that. Or if we go bearish, we still need to see a lower high below 91, right? Still in play, still valid, just need to wait. So that's where we're at now on AJ. Let's jump over to UJ, see what's been going on with this one for the past week. All right, so this one's been super bullish as well. Pretty overextended on the higher time frame, something to be aware of. But we can see, let's just follow price action, right? We saw that we had a nice steady 4-hour channel. So 4-hour structure's been pretty good. We have a nice little flag here, and it followed through, right? So that's a nice flag, confirmed, pushed up to a new high, right near 131 resistance. We're finding some rejection now. So the ideal thing, or the ideal move for us, would be to find structure, or a higher low just above 127.7. This would present a great long opportunity. A lot of confidence on this one. And then you would enter target prior highs, maybe even higher. Now, if this fails to happen, let's say we are no longer bullish, what do we need to see happen to consider shorts on UJ? That would need to be a full transition of 127.7. So what I mean by that is we got to break through 127 support, which also lines up with these higher lows here. Right, this is a key level. It played a key part in this flag over here, and it's been holding since. So if we break below that, see structure below, that would give us pretty good, confidence in shorting this. And then we would target 125 and so on. But let's see how it played out. So really didn't do much of anything. It pulled back a little bit, made an attempt to dip towards structure, but didn't really get there. If anything, this is just consolidation. Look at all the indecision in here, all these low volume candles. There's no direction there. Essentially, these are useless candles, right? We need to wait. We can't do anything with this. We can't make of anything with these candles. So you need something a little more definite, a little more clear. So I'll reanalyze this. It looks just like a range, lower time frame range, but I'll reanalyze this and give you guys 2 new trade scenarios tonight for the Sunday Market Blitz. So let's jump over to EJ, see how this one played out last week. So this one's pretty interesting. It actually looks similar to UJ in the sense that we've been very bullish, right? Both had this nice bullish channel, a little bit of a couple phases of consolidation. One here, one here, one here. Then it finally broke, gave us a nice little bit of a head and shoulders, more or less just a reversal pattern. You can see, and then it actually brought us back below 137, which we're retesting now. So from here, it's actually really easy to see what we're looking for into the week. Right, so we're right at 137. Price action's resting there. We can't do anything yet until we see a reaction, so we're going to remain patient and draw in our scenarios. If we are to go bullish, we want to see a higher low above 137. So that means a nice impulse to the upside, nice little higher high, pullback, higher low, and then boom, continuation to the upside. That would be the long scenario. The short scenario would be that we find a lower high below 137. So not the consolidation at the level. I actually want to see it dip like it is now, and then pull back, confirm a lower high, reject, and then follow through with good bearish setups. We could then consider short scenarios, targeting down towards lower support levels. There's quite a few in here. I just did the trade setup for the first level, just to make sure that it was super safe and made sense risk reward wise. So whichever ways this went, we had opportunity. Let's see how it played out, and it flatlined. So we didn't actually break anything even now. We literally just stayed at 137, kept consolidating. Price action hasn't chosen a direction yet. So we wait. We wait for that direction to be chosen, and then we can enter on the beginning of that trend and have some pretty good setups. But for now, still consolidating, nothing happening on EJ. I will reanalyze this and come up with 2 new scenarios. But it looks like we could be ending consolidation this week. We'll see. Usually EJ likes to do that. It'll have quite a few phases of whatever it decides to do. Phases of trending, phases of consolidation, whatever. So that we've been experiencing some consolidation quite a bit, quite a few phases. So it'd be nice to see that kind of end and really kick off with a new trend. Really want to see EJ choose its direction because, again, as I said, guys, once it chooses whatever it wants to do, it really commits. So we went bullish here. Look how steady this channel is. This thing is a beast of a channel. So we're just waiting for that next move to present itself. All right, that's EJ. Let's jump over to gold. This is going to be the last one I actually analyze for you guys. and then we'll leave it to the Sunday Market Blitz where we see you guys next. But yeah, here we are on gold. Okay, so we were consolidating quite a bit over here. 1930 was the key zone, even on the higher time frame, kind of keeping the whole chart bullish for the most part. As long as we were above 1930, bullish. If we were below, bearish. Pretty simple. So we were consolidating quite a bit. Tons of fakes over here. Finally got a break to the upside. There were some nice long entries here. We were looking to get back up towards this 2000 level. We fell short by a couple dollars. Reversed from there. Broke back into the range. Then saw zero reaction from the range. So we actually melted right through that. Went straight to 1870 support. Pulled back. We're testing structure now. 38.2. So this is where we were at last Sunday. Okay, so it's really easy to see what has to happen for us to continue short. Just need to see this lower high play out. Maybe another double top, another touch for a double top, something like that. Either way, very, very clear as to what we were seeing here for a trade setup. So that would be the short scenario for us to consider gold long again. We need to get back above 1930. So I need to see a nice impulse into the range, preferably above, and then a higher low anywhere above 1930. I would start getting a lot of confidence in long and gold once again. But let's see how it played out. Okay, so came back down, hit the low at 1870, pulled back, formed structure, followed through. So this would have been a great setup. However, it didn't follow through to our ultimate target. I mean, we got back down to 1870, which is good. Would have been plenty risk reward there, 2.5 to 1. But normally you like to have a secondary target, right? A target beyond the low, like a new low. So that would be the weekly or the negative 27, which obviously we didn't reach. That will be more on the radar for this week ahead. But I mean, this kind of is a fake out, right? So we broke lower, we pushed lower below 1870, failed to get a lower high. Instead, it just consolidated and then popped back above. Now we're testing it as support. So this is going to require a whole new analysis. But the point is from last Sunday that this was a good trade scenario that we had highlighted and brought to your attention, guys. So that was nice to see. Great break, retest, continuation. Pretty classic setup there. But yeah, I mean, so we got some chop here on gold. And some of these other pairs. So, guys, stick around tonight for the Sunday Market Blitz. We've been doing this every single Sunday for years now. It's an absolute pleasure to jump on and just kind of tear up the market and show you guys what we're looking at for the week ahead. So don't miss this one. Again, it's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single Sunday. The link's in Discord and Telegram. So, yeah, guys, join in on that, and then I'll see you guys tonight. Peace.